We're live.
Burn in the fires of democracy!
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Well, welcome to another day in the Helldiver Corps. My name is Lord Battleman of the 301st Tricon Battalion. I am the leader of Omega Squad. 1 second, I just want to make sure our levels are good, because yesterday we had an audio issue where the entire discussion was disrupted by OBS not sending the Discord to the stream.
As much as I hate the bugs, I hate dissidents even more.
Shut up, shipmaster.
Thank you for that test, Haldor. It works. Excellent. So today, what the stream is about is very specifically we're going to be going through the new Warbond with a proper discussion where everybody can hear all sides of the discussion. And we're going to be watching the video and then basically rating how everybody feels about it, like we did yesterday. If you didn't catch it yesterday, then don't worry about it. That video is gone. We are putting this one up instead. And yeah, we have in channel, we have our Black Ops Officer Nova, we have Democracy Officer Taldor, we have Omega Helldiver Diamond, we have Mecha Assault Officer Haley, and the Night's Watch Commander Lord Edward joining us for the stream. Say hello, everybody.
Hello. Greetings.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Greetings, fellow Helldiver.
So we're gonna quickly swap over and watch the video, and then basically do a proper walkthrough of all the different like items within the Warbond, which is coming out on March 17th, which is called Entrenched Division. And let's get started. Veto. There you go. That's the video portion of it. So what is everybody's first impressions of the trailer?
I find it funny with that grenade launcher. I mean, enemy grenade where it's just there.
The enemy grenade, the what? Grenade launcher is just there?
I'm sorry, it's the enemy grenade while I think they were hugging it out. I found that to be funny.
Oh, the grenade going into the trench and they all blowing up and die?
Yeah.
Undemocratic of you.
I think
Funny, what do you want?
I think Arrowhead continues to try to reinforce the idea that we're supposed to die horribly on the battlefield. Isn't that nice of them? In every trailer, there's friendly fire that's not friendly.
Friendly fire isn't.
As compared to the other trailers, would you say this is like super impressive, or you're like pretty lackluster?
It gets the point across quite well. Unfortunately, on my second viewing, it doesn't really impress me as much as it did the first time.
No, that's kind of normally if you experience something for a second time, it's usually not as good as the first time. So
if I had to rate just a trailer by itself, I would probably rate it a 6, because it does get the point across, but it's not all that bombastic or anything like that.
Well,
the helmet though.
But the helmets, definitely the helmets.
From my point of view, this is a really good trailer to get the how can I say the vision, the vision of the thing. The town, the colors are modified, so we can have an impression that it's old, and to be more on kin with the First World War image, if I can say. The look is very, very cool. One little problem, it could have been against another enemy that the automaton just tired of it.
Oh, don't get me started on the new major order, please.
No. Tired to see them in the. So.
To be perfectly honest, this Warbond is best fitted against them, considering that the automatons are primarily ranged hit opponent.
Yes, but some of the equipment could be good against all three faction.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Has anybody noticed that we're going back in time? Like the Bastion tank is based off like a World War II tank destroyer, and now we're totally like bringing in the World War I style in trench warfare.
Are we questioning Super's orders?
No, not at all. I'm just asking if you noticed.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
I did notice that when we were in Cyberstan, they definitely were going for that Stalingrad battlefield look in the urban areas.
Nostalgia is pretty strong in these times.
Okay, so we're going to go through the Warbond. We're going to be putting an image on screen. We'll be kind of going through the sheet, what it looks like, since it's not in game yet. This is where it failed yesterday when I was doing the visuals, so I'm going to double check everything before we keep going. I'm going to jump it over to the visual. We'll do this as full screen. And then just need a quick check from somebody to say something nice. There it is. Okay. So we got... Okay, so Discord is recording. My mic is recording. Everything's good. Okay, moving on. Okay, so... this Warbond clearly leans into trench warfare theme, as we have all kind of seen, with gas fire, heavy explosives, and even a shovel. We're going to take a walk through everything in this Warbond, what it likely does, how it compares to existing gear, and at the end, we'll show you some mechanics that might actually make this Warbond pretty strong. So we're going to start off with the armor sets, which is the CPG-48 Sapper, which is the medium armor, and the CPH-26 Commandant. Basically, what I've discovered is there could be a good possibility there's going to be extra grenade capacity, and improved explosive survivability, and and some gas damage resistance. So go ahead, Haley. Two more throwables. Don't we have that combination in before? Oh no. But there's nothing in there about the gas resistance or anything like that. It's a what? That would be the first time in any Warbond that we've had a armor passive that was different for the light and the medium armor, eh? Because you okay, since the first Warbond, every other one has been, they've all followed the same trend. Yeah. Okay, so that's actually interesting news. I think like it looks good as always. The helmets are cool. If Plasma was here, he would complain about the hats. There's not supposed to be hats on armor. And the last 3 Warbonds has had hats on your helmets. So it's all about the cowboy hats that he was mentioning about. So we're gonna move on because I mean that's pretty straightforward. We don't have what's going to be in the superstore. Hoping for something heavy. Obviously, they always kind of do that. But we have no information on that right now. So we're going to move on to the SMG, which is the SMG FLAM-34 Stoker. This is a primary weapon in the Warbond. The Stoker is basically an SMG with an underbarrel flamethrower attachment. So think Crisper and possibly like Defender combined. The damage is most likely going to be anywhere from 60, 70 per bullet, hopefully around 850 RPM. I think the Defender has a low RPM of like 550 or something like that. And it's going to be light armor penetration. The Crisper... Yeah, so we don't actually know. Like, it might have a higher rounds per minute and a lower bullet, or we'll see. But either way, it's not the highest picked SMG out there right now. I think on the front that it excels at, like at highest is 1.5%, at lowest 0.5% pick rate. So the SMG is basically, if they've paired this with the Crisper, and the Crisper as a secondary also has about a 1% pick rate. They paired 2 of the least picked rate weapons into one. I don't know if that's going to improve people's interest in it. But I'm hoping that there's something about it that's improved over the 2 base weapons that it's probably based off of. Anybody got any comments? Yeah, I think the fact that there's a lot better options for secondaries for the Crisper, like Ultimatum as a good example. there's a reason why it's probably got a low and warrant and tons of other better secondaries. Especially the melee weapons actually takes up your secondary slot as well. So you can take the hot dog if you want flames. You can take the primary weapon as a flamer, or you can take a support weapon. Like there's so many other ways to get it, and the crisper is just like so maybe if you are taking an SMG, this is helpful with its pick rate. We will see. So the estimation is about 30 damage per ticks, 5 ticks per second, and will last about 6 seconds. So it's pretty similar to what the crisper is right now. So it is pretty effective. I heard stories of people taking the crisper and basically killing like factory striders from underneath. When they had that bug, it was very easy to do. So it's still a pretty powerful weapon, even though they've kind of messed around with the DOT for fire. Fire seems to be still reasonably effective, even if it's not as strong as it used to be. Yeah, but a lot of people are saying that it's not as effective because of that. We got Greenberg in chat. He's asking how everybody's feeling today with a big heart. He's happy that they added the shovel, so don't have to look at the shovel in missions anymore. And he can't wait to try it. And Thackum is basically looking forward to the gas mortars currently. But we're going to move on to the P69 Veto, which, as we kind of discussed yesterday, is a cross between, what was it? A Lug. Yeah, and I watched the video again as we did. It's a stripper clip loaded from the top, so it's not a magazine that you put in the bottom. So they're even going back in technology there as well, because magazine technology revolutionized how you reload weaponry, and there's no weapon today that, unless it's like a old SKS or something like that, has a stripper clip that loads from the top into a existing magazine. So I really appreciate them, really embracing the ancient technologies. Well, the autocannon kind of makes sense. Like if you watch like autocannons, like even in like the different, like there's five linked rounds, and they put them into a feeding tray. So I can see where the autocannon comes up with it, but from a hand weapons technology, we've had magazines for a long time. You make magazines bigger, you get more bullets. It's a stripper clip. It's a very limited way of doing it. Plus, it's a little harder to get in there, but hey, you know what? They're trying to make something different. Fair enough. Apparently, fire is jetted. Go ahead. You guys talked over each other, so one of you has to say something again. Nova? Yeah, they might be going with that. I don't know how they reload that in 40K. I can't wait. I can't wait till we have the bow and arrow Warbond, or the musket Warbond, or the ball cannons off like ancient pirate. I want the stone spear Warbond. Like, we're going back in time, baby. Oh wait, we haven't done like the Roman pilum, you know, throwing spear. Yeah, but you can't throw it. Anyways, moving on. I want the rock Warbond where you throw rocks at them. Okay, we'll keep going. Basically, jet assist rounds, most likely medium armor penetration, probably around 125, 130 a shot. There's going to be a slower rate of fire. The reload doesn't look very speedy. So it's at least going to, if it could get up to like armor pen 4, then it might give the Senator a little of a run for its money. And I said the warrant is medium pen as well. Yeah. So it'll be like the 4th entry to the medium pen sidearms that we have available. Hello. Brother Frito. How are you today? We're doing a walkthrough of the Warbond. If you want to. Okay, cool. So we'll move on to the CQC-73 Entrenchment Tool, which the CQC-72 is what we find on the battlefield right now. So they've incremented it by 1 number. And yes, this is a real thing that they're putting in the game. So they've given us a combat shovel. Melee weapon, it's not going to take our stratagem slot. It's going to take our secondary slot where all the other melee weapons sit, which I really wish they would just give us a melee slot. Because I think that'd be cool as shit if you could just have a melee slot and put a melee weapon. I think you'd get a lot more usage of melee weapons throughout the game. But hey, why would they let us have that much fun? The estimated damage is around 110, based off of what I've been hearing, what I've looked into. And it's most likely going to be medium armor penetration. And you can dig trenches with it in a game where mobility keeps you alive, and staying in one position just ends up getting dead. So there you go. Yeah, but we have the orbital bubble shield that we can deploy for defense. We can put throwable bubble shields. We have personal bubble shields. We have directional bubble shields. There's a lot of good technological options. But if you happen to have the shovel on you, you can whack things with it and you can dig with it. So yes, it is a viable tactic for those who wish to, what do you call it, role play a 1917 ancient World War I trench warfare where mobility is the only thing we do. But hey. Now, we'll be on. Go ahead. Sure. There's been many a time there I've been in a crater fighting either overseers or bots at range, and being in a depressed area allowed for me a greater survivability temporarily while I was there. I didn't stay there very long, but when I was, it does work. And the reason this is going to be beneficial to a lot of people, because the shovel is something that Helldivers have been asking for, and it's been in the game for a while, and now they're actually putting it in. So, you know what? It's not the first weapon, secondary I'm going to pick, but I think there's a lot of people out there who will enjoy having the shovel within there, as long as it does medium pen and about 110 damage. I think it can work quite well. Thackum says, I think if you use the Warbond altogether, it will be quite good. Gas mortar, some bugs and squids or whatever. When they are confused, you just make them crispy with some other items in this Warbond that are actually helpful. But we're going to move on to the G48 Giga Grenade, which is just over here. Right there. Nice and big on screen. So this grenade is designed to be anti-tank based off the video, based off some information. It's supposed to be heavy pen. It's supposed to do 450 to 500 explosive damage, and it has a large blast radius than standard grenades. For comparison, the frag grenade's about 250 damage. The impact grenade's about 400. So this one has, as you can see in the image, that it's basically 4 frag grenades tied together, old school, 1917 World War I style, with the duct tape on top of it. And it does look like there's going to be some sort of shrapnel damage, maybe from the eruptor added in, because in the video it took out a tank, and 450 to 500 isn't enough to destroy a tank, even if you penetrate its armor. So there you go. We have another grenade, which I'm actually, another option for heavy pen on grenades, not a bad option. Yeah. It might blow up faster. I'm not sure. Might be the shrapnel. We don't really know if it has shrapnel or not. I'm just surmising that because it's frag grenades, and frag grenades, those are built to have like shrapnel. And I know the frag grenades, when you throw them, I think they do have like a small area of effect shrapnel. And if you got shrapnel penetrating a tank, then all that extra damage is getting put into it. So it's a different way of blowing up a tank, I guess. I'm not sure. Yeah, we all... we all know how... we all know how well the people took to the pineapple when it first came out. Probably the lowest pick grenade in the entire game. With the most inconsistent spread, but I think they did patch it, and it is slightly better now, but... Yeah, so in conclusion, the Giga Grenade could be easily one of the strongest throwable explosives in the game. It really depends on what the secondary damage and what the actual real stats are. Like, a lot of this is just, guessing based off of visual and what people have been kind of digging up in the data files, as well as some stuff that's been entered into Wiki. So moving on to the gas mortar. So the AGM-17 gas mortar sentry, as we kind of talked about it yesterday, this is kind of... I was basically surmising it, whether it's going to be a standard mortar fire rate or an EMS mortar fire rate. Either way, I think 1 or 2 or 4 of these in a defensive position, or even if you're going after a mega nest or something, I think it would be absolutely devastating to controlling the battlefield with a huge amount of gas repeatedly put onto the enemy. The only side effect is obviously it basically hitting close to you, and if you don't have the gas resistance, there's a few options out there. I think I'm really looking forward personally to the gas mortar. I think I like the fact that when you're choosing your turret, that you have all the different elements, and you want to I want to do gas this time, or I want to do laser or fire or whatever. Impressions? The EMS? Well, they'd slow them down and gas them, so keep them inside the gas cloud longer. So it's probably about... Go ahead, Lord Edward. Well, especially that... Especially if we eventually get that incinerary Gatling barrage with gas mortar. That'd be pretty good. So the estimation is about 50 damage per tick, about 5 ticks per second, roughly about 250 damage per second inside the cloud. I think it's going to be pretty strong against bugs and swarm enemies, like voteless. And I think it's the same thing with any mortar. Anything that gets close to you, if it targets it, you're going to have a gas shell dropping beside you, so... So, apparently, if you really want to bring a lot of mortars, is you stand about 5 meters from it, and you're fine, because it won't target you or anything that close to it. I think this could be an effective area denial tool. I think it's going to be a nice addition, and even if you're not into the light pen or the primary or any of the other stuff, I think it's still worth it to pick it up for this. And I guess we'll move on to the FLAM-80 cremator, which is I think Pyro is going to like this one. I think they're just kind of going through all the ballistic. We did ballistics and we did the grenade launcher, so those two, and then now they're moving into the elements. So I mean, we get a flamethrower backpack. We were kind of thinking about the capacity of this, and in the video it did look like it had like an extra 10 meters or 5 meters of range over the traditional stratagem. And the capacity of the support weapon flamethrower is 150, and that's a pretty small... Yeah, the base primary is 100, the support weapon is 150. But a backpack with 2 big canisters, realistically, if they were following their own, keeping things realistic, I would say double the capacity would make sense. But this is Arrowhead. They're not going to let us have that much fun. So estimation is maybe 200, 250 at tops for capacity. So you'd get maybe 25 to 35% more like flame time than the support weapon. Yeah, I agree with you. Arrowhead does not. They would never give us that much flame for that long. Like look at the Minimax and the grenade launcher. Like they pulled it back before they launched it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they're I think when the Minimax came out, they had the same discussion. They were like, they pulled it back 10 or 15% of ammo capacity just so that it wasn't too overpowered, because it's the problem with if they give a weapon that's too strong out of the gate, they can't pull it back. They've already learned with the Helldiver community, people just lose their crap about any nerfs. So now what we're getting basically is well, we think it should be this. Let's say Haley's 500, but we're going to pull it back to like 250 just because like we can put 50 back or add another 100 later for capacity. So that's kind of like how they do stuff. And, you know, we can have a little bit of fun, but we can't have a lot of fun because it ruins the grunt fantasy. Yeah, there's no Helldiver that's going to agree with a nerf. Maniacal laugh. So in the video in the video that near the center of the two tanks there was a yellow bar. So apparently there's a visual indicator of your remaining fuel left. So because your camera's behind your Helldiver, you'll be able to have a pretty good indicator of like how much you got left just by the visuals. So that's actually a nice cool little feature. Yeah, just like the jetpack. Yeah, those are nice little details that they put in. That's one thing that Arrowhead always does well is the details. They pay attention to user experience. You know, they still have mobs going through the floor, and we still have like other bugs in it. But for this part, they do really well. Give them credit where credit's due, right? So we have an estimation about 40 damage per fire tick, about 6 seconds per tick, sustained 240 sustained DPS, plus the stacking burn over time. So most likely going to be very similar to the existing flamethrower stratagem, probably a little longer range and a little more fuel. And that's probably the best conservative estimate of the way this one's going to turn out. Yeah. So that is all the primary weapons that are going to be on this in the entrenchment division. I mean, moving on to the cosmetics, the FRV pattern, the shuttle pattern, the exosuit, basically the heritage olive with the red. Cool enough. We've always asked for cosmetics. I wish they would add like weapon skins for each one of the Warbonds. I think that would be a nice, cool little addition. They already have the mechanism for skins within the upgrade shop, and they also, when they're making these things, I don't think it would be hard for them to put a pattern together that they could apply to all the weapons. I think that would be a really nice addition. I'm not sure why they haven't done it yet. Like, it's just a matter of like deciding to do it. But yeah, so they could do it, and it's not like we're not asking for armor stuff that there's no way to like color your armor or put skins on it right now. There actually is a mechanism within the game to skin your weapons. So like, why don't they just add in weapon skins for? Because I mean, come on, that'd be like the coolest thing in the world. Because these are all the approved designs within the lore, so it makes sense, right? But yeah, so, I mean, if it's all personal preference. I think it looks cool. It's cool enough. Yeah. Well, the only reason... The fact that they don't tell us ahead of time what the... Like, it makes no sense. Like, why don't you just tell us? Because then everybody's, like, hunting for data, and they're crawling around the... like, they're crawling around everything to find it. Yeah, like, just give us the passives. Like, tell us what the percentages are. Tell us, like, what the damage is. Like, post it somewhere. Like, and the funny part about it is people ask them on the official Reddit, and Baskinator will reply, oh yeah, it's going to be medium pen. Oh yeah, it's going to be this is the passives. Like, it happens when people ask the question, and usually 2 or 3 days later they just tell us anyways. So I'm like, just release it with the Warbond. Just put it in the wiki, or send it out. And if you're worried about like being too strong and you want to hold back the option to make it weaker or something. Like, just release the more weaker version of it. And then when you release it, go, well, we changed our mind. It's better now. Like, under promise, over deliver. But I don't know if Arrowhead's ever heard of this concept. But anyways, any reactions to that? Well, it does work. The entire Helldivers marketing campaign has been dependent on this strategy since the beginning, and it's been very effective at getting the word out. Why change it now, right? So we'll get ratings from everybody in a minute. So just to round it all out, we got on the screen, you'll see player title Mud Skipper. It's got the kind of World War II British helmet there. Cool enough. The diplomatic handshake, which is kind of a cool callback to 1914 Christmas ceasefire between the Germans, British, and French troops, where they kind of came over the trenches, went into no man's land. On Christmas, they came together, and there's a statue somewhere in Europe, I saw it earlier, where German soldier and a British soldier shook hands, and they basically mingled. And you got to remember that these people have been shooting and trying to kill each other all year, and this is the Christmas break. They came together, they ate food together, they chatted with each other, they even played a football game. Soccer for football for anybody who's not in North America, but soccer for people in North America. And rounding out, so it's actually a cool little callback. So just remember, if you're using it, it's funny, Helldivers don't do diplomacy, but hey, we have a diplomatic handshake now. I guess High Command is easing up on us a little bit. Thackum says, I've been enjoying your streams. Hope this helps. He just gave us $10 in super bucks or super chats or whatever it is. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. That is amazing. You should just join our Discord and come hang out with us, because it's in the links in the description. But then you might not watch our stream, so I'm torn. Now, almost everybody here actually watches the streams and everything else when they're not playing. So, moving on, we have capes, dignity of toil, and crest of the unsullied, as well as the appropriate banners that go along with it. And that is the Entrenched Division's total Warbond. As Nova. Nope, I covered it. We did the armor first. Well, these are some screenshots. That's something I made for the thumbnail. I'll go back the other way. That's the mortar basically from the video in the trench. These are just some different screenshots from the actual, and these some models made. There you go. But anyways, going back to this, I'm just going to switch up to back to the ship and just make sure everything's still recording. Yeah, everything is, so that's good. Yeah, so what Nova gave his sort of first impression review, I think 6.5. Holding hopes that the backpack flamethrower lives up to its hype, which would be great if it did. How does everybody else feel about it all? I guess go from the Furious? Your overall
just got here.
impressions? Wow, have you watched the video?
I
Which-
have.
What are your thoughts about the Warbond? You rate it out of 10 and anything that you're really interested or looking
I'm
forward to?
looking forward to making some trenches. I love playing in the sandbox. All right, I'm a kid at heart.
And what would you rate out of 10? First impressions.
I'll give it a 7.
Wow, there you go. And we have Battle Captain Death Rage in channel right now. Do you want to share your thoughts? Your microphone's muted at the moment. If I don't hear from him in a few seconds, I'll move on to Brother Frito. Go ahead, Brother Frito.
Well, well, my thoughts would be there's a big flamethrower, so I'm partial. There's a chemical turret, I'm partial to that too. For the rest, it's just another Warbond, but for those 2 items, I'd go for 6.8.
6.8. So 6.5, 7, and 6.8 so far?
Yep.
Diamond, or Taldor, sorry.
Okay, so it's a tentative 6. The reason why is that the primary weapon and the cosmetics for vehicles is what brings it down for me. The rest I can certainly find a use for. I can, especially for the shovel, I can integrate that with my melee build for the most part. Other than that, it's another Warbond.
It's another
Like
Warbond.
I get Warbonds for 1 or 2 specific items, not for the entire Warbond itself. So
yeah,
I buy Warbonds for completion at this point. Anyways,
achievement unlock.
Because I have no other achievements. I cannot advance my character. I can't advance my level. Can't get more samples. Can't upgrade my ship anymore.
When is
the only thing I
cap
got
level
is,
changing?
I don't know. Supposedly it's coming. Okay, Diamond, go ahead. Your impression and anything in the Warbond that really stands out for you.
So again, I think it's both the Giga Grenade and perhaps the flamethrower, because I also do like to burn enemies, but I'm also gonna save it for when it's actually out. So
Of course.
6.
This is just first impressions.
Yeah.
Cool. Haley? Oh, did
Yes,
you give a rating? Hold on. Did you give a number? Diamond?
Again, from last time, it would be a 6.
Last time doesn't exist, but yes, 6 is fine. That recording does not exist anymore. Anyways, moving on, Haley.
What happened yesterday? I don't remember. Everything's all black.
Anyway, I would say that for the drip, it's a 11 on 10. But for it's really giving out my my inner Kriegsman, Kriegsmarine, or whatever, Warhammer 40k Krieger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Krieger out.
DNA.
Yeah, fully out. The Saper is probably gonna be one of my go-to armor. I also love that the commandant helmet has a mustache.
It does.
Yeah.
Wait, hold the phone. Somebody zoom up on the helmet.
Hold on. I'll bring that back up.
I want Laura to just.
It's almost a triple mustache. Yeah. There's definitely ridges that have a mustache look to it. It does. Okay, hats on helmets was going too far, but mustaches on helmets, that's just too far. He gets an extra 0.1. There we go for the mustache helmet. I'm sure, yeah.
They gave us mustache, but they didn't want us to have a cowboy helmet.
Yeah, no cowboy helmets. That's unrealistic. But mustaches on a helmet, totally realistic. Perfectly fine. So did you have a number, Haley?
Just two things. The Veto is extremely interesting. The capes look very good. I'm very eager to use it. The Heritage Olive, I'm gonna have to paint my exosuit again. And I'll say for the utility, it's gonna be a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Cool.
Does look like a mustache.
Lord Edward?
So, I was already sold on this Warbond based on the Commandant armor alone. I'm buying it. I don't care. I'm getting that armor. I'm using that helmet. The fact that it has the stash, okay, it's now a 20 out of 10. That's great. Just for that armor alone. I'm going to wear that hat. I'm going to annoy everyone. It's going to be great. But, as far as the kit in the Warbond, I can see a lot of veteran players like you, like me, who are completionists, who are going to buy it purely because we have nothing else to buy.
Absolutely.
But for people who are looking at utility, they're going to buy this for that mortar. They're going to buy this for that flamethrower. The people who love shovels and Kriegers and all of those things, they're going to buy it for the shovel. Personally, I'm buying it for the Commandant uniform.
And
that's it.
And those who love being a grenadier, they will buy it for the grenade.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of everybody for everything. Now, here's the interesting part. Did you have a number that goes along with it?
I just told you it was 20 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
Denied. Denied.
This is doing it for Lord Edward. This is the end of be-all Warbond that has ever been released. Perfectly done. Beats out Democratic Demolition. Well, no. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The one with the Eruptor and the Ultimatum and Thermite.
Well, for context, before I even dropped for the first time in game, I pre-bought, was it Masters of Ceremony and Control Group? Before I even dropped.
Oh. He's a big fan.
Purely for the officer uniform in Masters of Ceremony. So they gave me another officer uniform.
Yes. Democratic Detonation has been S tier since the very beginning. Like it was one of the, you go by order. It was there was Helldivers Mobilize, Steeled Veterans, Cutting Edge was came out with the game, I do believe, as a purchasable Warbond. And Democratic Detonation was the first one that they actually released. This had the grenade pistol, had the crossbow, had the Eruptor. I think it
Thermite?
Thermites, yep.
Has the Thermite, and
Thermite alone sells it.
even the BR-14 Adjudicator is still a solid medium pen weapon. Its ammo economy is always an issue with it, but if you get precise with it and you get the 4x scope, you can make it work pretty good. And then the armors in here weren't that great. I mean, it was like 30% recoil when you crouch, plus that's actually pretty solid too. The extra grenades and the recoil. The Devastator, yeah. See, the Devastator was the one that had the recoil plus the 50% resistance to explosive damage. This is still considered S tier, but according to Lord Edward, this one takes place of Democratic Detonation. So 100% endorsed by our Australian Night's Watch commander, Lord Edward. Not buying it would be a crime. Look at me. I only got 450 super credits in my bank at the moment. Guess what we're going to be doing for the next 7 days? Yeah, so there you go. That is the Whirlwind Tour, first impressions of both the trailer and the Warbond. And
I got an information if you want. I got what will be on the page.
On the page?
On the Superstore?
On the page of the Warbond. It's first
Oh,
page.
store page.
Oh,
For-
okay,
for-
you mean in the game? Okay.
Yeah. First page is gonna be the Veto, the Commandant armor, the Crest of the Unsullied, Heritage Olive Alpod, and the Entrenchment Tool. Second page, the Stoker, the Shuttle Pattern, Dignity of Toil, the Cremator, and the Sapper armor. Third page is gonna be Olive FRV pattern, the Mud Skipper title, the Diplomatic Handshake, the Giga Grenade, the Mortar Sentry, and the Exosuit Heritage.
So third page.
Cool.
So as usual, they put the thing everyone wants on page 3.
Yep.
Yeah, obviously. And of course, you only have 250 medals saved up because they capped that out, which is thankful for that. And we're only going to be able to lock maybe first page up to the second, a little bit in the second, and then you have to grind for the rest. Unlike all those, what do you call it? Propaganda commanders who they just hand it to them for free.
Yep, with all of it unlocked.
With all of it
Yep.
unlocked.
Yep.
Like, wow. Must be nice.
I mean, we
keep
could
it
all
real
become
here.
propaganda commanders.
All us schlubs have to pay the money for it. And take it. But anyways,
Destroyer has joined squadron.
I think that's it. Unless anybody has anything else they want to add.
Orbit synchronized.
For democracy.
For liberty.
For democracy.
For freedom.
For the
For the
creek.
Warbond.
For the beach.
For my wife. Whatever.
That's what the guys in the trench said, but
Okay. On that note, I thought I added sounds to my server. Okay, whatever. Fine. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. We're probably gonna have a live operational stream. We're gonna be doing a war update. If you don't know, there's a new major order that dropped. The cyborgs are on the move for the next 6 days. We are meant to go stop the cyborg expansion, but we're gonna get into that in the stream that we're probably gonna do in approximately 40 minutes, around 7 p.m. Most likely be doing a operational dive. This stream, this review, this first impression is going to end. Just because yesterday we put it all together. But I think it would be just better if we take a break, eat some dinner, and then come back and we'll reassemble the squad and we'll be doing an operation tonight to stop the cyborgs. We'll be going through the notification and the alerts and all the different things. Anyways, I want to thank everybody who took the time to do this as a take 2. Apologize for the sound issues, because, you know, sometimes when you do it live, it doesn't go that well. Okay, calm down, Talder. You'll be okay. Anyways, like, subscribe, share, boost, promote, help, kick it, yell at YouTube, whatever you have to do to support or
we love you.
Encourage. Please do so. For Thackum, I appreciate you dropping $10 and helping us out. That obviously helps. We don't necessarily do it for money. We only recently became monetized. I'm going to be setting up memberships for downloading music, all the graphics and all the stuff that we generate. I'm going to be putting something together. I've been working on it for a while. Want to get it so that if somebody does donate, that they get some benefit outside of just being entertained by us. Or I want to basically give back and make sure like you're buying something that has value. But do appreciate you helping out. And there's a link to our Discord in the description, as always. We're a pretty friendly bunch. Always got something going on. We currently have about 10 people here for the review, and that was on pretty short notice. We usually have about 35 active over the course of the day, and we cover all time zones. So, yeah, thank you so much. if it's not cinematic, it's not democratic. And everybody, it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Dive into freedom.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
See you on the other side. Bye bye.
Have a good one, everyone.
Oh, yep. Now give him his drugs.
We'll catch it. We'll catch you later, maybe on the next one. Oh, we will on the next one. Bye. You know, you guys got to go for drug testing. Like, there's way too much.
We're fine.
I'm not letting go, Tyler. Oh, you let go. See,